Hey guys, this is Squid Bear. Welcome to another Squid Bear video. And today is, you guessed it, by the Spider-Man shirt, is Spider-Man Day. And you want to know something? I know you might not care, or you will care. Well, guess what? My shirt, I've been wearing this all day without knowing Spider-Man Day was today. And I didn't know until like 6 hours ago, and I was pretty blown away. Like, it was a pretty cool coincidence. Not entirely blown away. It's okay. It's just a coincidence. I know. I'm getting off track. All right, let's talk about Spider-Man. And I know what you're talking about Spider-Man because it's Spider-Man Day, but let's talk about Spider-Men. Not the Spider-Verse, not Spider-Women, but the Spider-Man across movies and TV shows. And I'm gonna go over like 6 or 5. I'm gonna count like 5. Yeah. Okay, it's probably 5. Yeah. Okay. Sorry if I got a little off track. All right. And you're not gonna like this for what I'm starting out with. You're really not gonna like it. Okay, let's just start out. Tobey Maguire. Don't kill me, please. I don't like how he's a little bit of a stereotypical nerd, and you know how I don't like stereotypical nerds, but at least he's better than the Christopher Reeve Superman, and I know you're gonna hate me for hating that too, but I don't hate them, I just don't like them as other versions, and those are for another day, but I really, well, at least I got one thing I like about him, that he went through PTSD. I learned from a film theory video that he went from PTSD. He had the same symptoms, and I went through similar symptoms. And he witnessed his Uncle Ben died, and then he had flashbacks of his Uncle Ben, and then he had a dream with Uncle Ben, and then he couldn't handle it anymore, and he decided to get a healthier life and do better things, so he can go back to being Spider-Man. That's a healthy thing to do for PTSD, and I really admire that for touching on that subject, even though I don't think it was their intention. Probably not. But he's still not the Spider-Man or that great Peter Parker. And I know they're trying to emulate the 60s Peter Parker, but that wasn't the best. Look at these lines. It's you, Zalgabi, out of your mind. Or, I hunch. I know they're bad on purpose, and they're meant to be corny, and I enjoy them for that. We all enjoy them for that. But when you look at him today, he's not the best anymore. There have been multiple versions that have done way better than he does. Alright, next one. And don't hate me for that. Andrew Garfield. Alright. The two things I don't like about him, he steals a pass from a guy who worked hard to be on that field trip, and he doesn't go after the guy who killed Uncle Ben he did in the comics go after Uncle Ben for revenge, but after he did that, he became Spider-Man, and he never even found the guy who killed his uncle. He just did it. His motivation was revenge, and he was kind of a cocky jerk when he became Spider-Man. But there are some good things about him. He did try to make a kid feel better when he was dangling out that bridge in a car, and that does feel like Spider-Man. And I really enjoy that. He does feel like a better Spider-Man. He is quippier, and that can be a little bit his greatest downfall because he can come across a little bit as annoying and petty. But there is a good Spider-Man trying to get out of it. A really good one, like a groundbreaking one. But there is his suit is not great in the first one. In the second one, it is amazing. There's better suits in the future, but this one is pretty good for the moment, and it still holds up. But, okay, spoilers. I'm going into spoilers, so I'll comment in below to skip. Okay, so when Gwen Stacy dies, it's really heartbreaking. When and I didn't like how Tobey Maguire cried so much, and I know that men can cry, they can cry greatly. It can give them more emotion. And he cries so fantastically. It feels painful. I cried when I saw this movie. I cried when Gwen Stacy died. It was just so painful to see a person that I have gone to know for so long just be ripped out. I know you knew that we all knew that Gwen Stacy died in the comics and it was a Green Goblin, Norman, not Harry. But it's just so heartbreaking when it happens on screen because you got to know her for so long. But I really like how that video with Gwen Stacy trying to um motivate Peter, she's dead. But yeah, it doesn't really need to be there, but it's good. And I feel like this is a better one than Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker, but it's not really, really fantastic. That one is next. Alright, let's get to Josh Keaton's Spectacular Spider-Man. He looks like Spider-Man. I love Josh Keaton. I love him in Voltron Legend Defender. I love him in Green Lantern. And he does a great job in here. He acts like Peter Parker and Spider-Man. He acts quippy. He acts heroic, and he goes through realistic problems with Aunt May, and he really does go through dilemmas that you can really relate with. And overall, I think that he's a more comic book accurate Spider-Man than both Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. And there's going to be a lot more. There's going to be two more, and I'm going to get to them after I do this. But I really like this one. He's such a good character. I really like, and also Spider-Man inspired many other cartoon superheroes like Jenny from My Life as a Teenage Robot and Danny Phantom. They both have similar origins and similar things happen to them and similar ideals, but I think that this is the one that truly captures all of that. Alright, let's get to the next one. Miles Morales from Spider-Verse. And a lot of people didn't really like Miles Morales in the comics. He wasn't Peter Parker. He was living in the shadows. He's just trying to be SJW, PC, Spider-Man. Well, Spider-Verse made that not at all, no, made that not relevant anymore. It made him a great character. It made him very similar to Peter Parker. Like, spoilers, if you haven't seen Spider-Verse, then go see it. Just go see it. It's on Netflix. Just, what are you doing? Just go see it right now. After this video, of course. His uncle dies, and that creates a cool connection between Peter Parker and the rest of the Spider-Verse gang, like Spider-Noir and, like Gwen Stacy and Penny Parker and Spider-Ham. And also, there's some differences. He comes from a different background. He comes from Brooklyn, and while Peter comes from Queens, he actually has the live parents. And he has a different all-around personality, and that really does make him not better, but equal to Peter Parker. And I am so glad that this movie and this character exists. Alright, number one. Now, before any of you Tobey Maguire fans, you're not going to like this, like you didn't like I talk about Tobey Maguire, but it's just my opinion. Alright. Tom Holland. I know what you're going to say. Tom Holland's overrated. What are you doing, man? Tom Holland is not that great. Well, he is great. He is the Spectacular Spider-Man by Josh Keaton done to the big screen. He is both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. He's not a wimpy, like, a little bit 60s style nerd. He's an actual realistic person who is both a superhero and a lover of technology and science. And he feels like a great person. He might not know a lot about movies, or that doesn't matter if he knows about movies, but that did kind of get me off. But when he did make that reference to Empire Strikes Back, when he did what he went around the ATATs, and he like brought them down. That was a pretty cool reference, and it grew on me. Like this character, it grew on me when I first saw Tom Holland in a scene. I didn't think that much of him, but then when I got used to him, he grew on me, and he really was Spider-Man to me. He might not be the best one in your eyes. He might be in the best one. He might be the best one in your eyes, but to me, he truly is the spectacular, the amazing Spider-Man. All right, hope you guys like this video. Leave a comment below if you did. Remember, may the Force and the Squid be with y'all. Peace out, guys.